Hey everyone, I'm Karthik Raghupati, Solutions Architect with the Alexa Skill Script team. In this video, we are going to see how to update your existing skills to support Hindi and Local. All the code samples I'm going to use in this video is in the description section below, so make sure you check them out. Let's get started. I have a simple space fact skill that currently supports only the English US language. I'm going to open this up. And once I open it up, on the left hand side, I can see a drop down that shows me a list of all the supported language for this skill. Right now, this shows only English US. So I'm going to click on the language settings option. And from the language settings page, I'm going to click on the add new language option. And from the languages that I can choose to add, I'm going to choose the Hindi IN option and click on save. Once this has been saved, I get a notification that my changes have been saved successfully. I'm going to click on the build option again and come back to my skill dashboard. On my skill dashboard, if I press on the left drop down menu again, this time I can see the Hindi India language being added to the skill languages as well. Let's click on the Hindi India option right now and load the Hindi interaction model. Inside the Hindi interaction model, we'll update our invocation name, utterances, slots, and synonyms to reflect in Hindi properly. When developing in Hindi, keep in mind the golden rule. Use Devanagari script for Hindi words and Latin script for English words. The skill's invocation name in English is space facts. So I'm going to use the invocation name in Hindi as Antariksh facts. I'm going to switch to the Hindi transliteration keyboard on my computer and in the invocation name tab type in Antariksh facts. Now you can notice for Hindi words like Antariksh, I've used the Devanagari script, and for English words like facts, I've used the Latin script. Once that is done, I'm going to move over to the intents. I'm going to click on the add intent option and create a new intent called as the get new fact intent, which is going to send me a random fact about the universe every time it gets triggered. Let me switch back to the US keyboard and type in here get new fact intent. And let's create the custom intent. Now once the custom intent has been added, let's add a few utterances to the intent. Here are a few ways a user can ask for a fact. मुझे अंतरिक्ष के बारे में कुछ बताओ. Or they could always say मुझे space के बारे में बताओ. As you can notice, in the utterances, wherever there are Hindi words, I've used the Devanagari script, and wherever there are English words, I've used the Latin script. I'm going to add a few more utterances and fast forward this video. Alright, so I've added a few more utterances like मुझे एक fact बताओ, मुझे अंतरिक्ष के बारे में एक fact बताओ, and मुझे एक fact दो. And once all of these utterances have been added, I'll just click on the save model and click on the build model option. Now that's all you need to get your interaction model ready for Hindi. Once you have saved it, your skill now supports Hindi model. But we are not quite done yet. We'll now update our backend code to ensure that your skill provides responses, especially for the Hindi locale. Now your backend code could be a Lambda function in AWS or could be a Alexa hosted function under the code tab. Or it could also be your own code in the backend server. So make sure you change it accordingly. Now here's how my Lambda code looks like. For this example, we are using Node.js, but we have code samples for Python in the description as well. One of the packages that you will require in this exercise is the I18 Next package, which stands for internationalization. Now this package will help you localize your skills. What I'll do here is open the package.json file, and inside the package.json, in the dependencies section, make sure to add the I18 Next option. And I'll click on the save option and deploy to deploy the package. Now once the package has been deployed and installed, what I'll do here is go back to my index.js file, and out here create a constant which is the I18n, and make sure to set up the dependency using the require method and pass the I18 Next package to this option. Now once that has been done, what I'll do here is create a new method which is called the Localization Interceptor. And what the Localization Interceptor basically does is it sees where the request is coming from, whether it is coming from an English US locale or whether it is coming from a Hindi locale. And based on the locale, it will send appropriate response. And that is what this localization interceptor method does. Once I have defined the method, I also need to register with it with the skill builder method. So out here in the exports.handler option, I'll make sure to add a request interceptors option and pass the localization interceptor method to register it. Now that the localization interceptor is ready and working, I need to make sure to categorize my responses properly. So here I've created an array called as en data, and out here I have the skill name, I have fallback messages, help messages, all of the responses in English. You'll also notice there's a facts array which returns me a random fact about the universe. So there are some 5 facts here. Now this is my responses in English. If you scroll down a bit more, you will see an array for Hindi as well. And Hindi has the skill name variable and it has the help message and the facts array as well. Now all of the responses here are in proper Hindi. Now keep in mind the golden rule. Wherever I've used English words, I've used them in Latin script. For example, Venus, Earth, and Jupiter. Now once my responses in English and Hindi have been categorized properly, let's see what my intent code does. And here is my code for the get new fact intent. And what the get new fact intent does is it just returns a random fact about the universe from the facts array. So out here, I have created a new constant called as the request attributes, which calls the handler input dot attributes manager dot get request attributes from the localization interceptor method. And all I have to do here is create request attributes dot t and pass the facts array option. The same goes for the request attributes dot t get fact message. So wherever Alexa says something like here's your fact, in Hindi it's ye raha aapka fact. So all of that I'll make sure to send the proper response using the request attributes dot t method. And once that is done, I'll make sure I'm doing this for all my intents here. So for example, I have the help handler and here you can see request attributes dot t is also used here and it passes the help message string or array. So you can pass your arrays or string to the request attributes dot t option, and what it is going to do here is if a user comes from the Hindi locale, they are going to speak out the Hindi version of it, and if they are coming from a English locale, it is going to speak out the English option from here. And now once all of this has been done, I'll just click on the save option and click on deploy, and that's all. Your skill is now ready to test. Inside the test simulator, make sure you are using the mic tool to test your skill. So you can see how Alexa picks up your voice requests. So all I'm going to do here is open the skill and trigger the get new fact intent. अंतरिक्ष facts open करो और मुझे एक fact बताओ. And there we go. Alexa's response is ये लीजिए आपका fact, सारे ग्रहों में जुपिटर का दिन सबसे कम है. And that's all. Your skill is now updated for the Hindi locale model and is ready to be submitted for publishing.